What's up, Chubby Foos? So today I'm going to talk about the time that I got beat up. So this happened when I was 11 years old. I used to go to this community pool that was 2-3 miles away from my house. It was always hot during the summer, so we would go every day. We always went, we always had fun. We just swam, you know, for a few hours. We'd go play some pool, ping pong. They had everything there. So this one random day, I'm just swimming around and then I look over to my brother and he's getting splashed like in the face by like this random guy. I was 11 at that time. My brother was about 7 or 8. So I swim over and I start splashing the kid back because I was trying to defend my little brother. So then we come back the next day. And the next day we see the same kid, but this time he had like 5 dudes, cousins, brothers, I don't know. So when I saw these guys, they looked more like this. But in my mind, as an 11-year-old kid, when you see 5 18-year-olds, they look more like this. So I just hear like one of the 18-year-old guys, probably his brother, he looks at me and goes, "Oh, so that's the kid who splashed you?"
Alright, you know, don't worry, we'll get him.
And I was like, wait, get who? Get me? I was like, damn, like I knew like I was in some trouble. And then all of a sudden I hear that these same guys who had been talking about me beat up some random kid in the locker room. So I thought, oh man, I'm really in trouble. They're just beating up some random kid in the locker room. They're definitely gonna get me in the locker room. And suddenly I see my cousin in the pool. He was about 15 and he had a friend. I tell my cousin, these guys are trying to beat me up. And then he goes, oh man, that sucks. Yeah, that sucks. At no point did he like, you know, bring up the whole idea of like trying to defend me. So then I tell him like, hey, so where are you gonna go? He goes, oh, me and Paul are gonna go to KFC after this. Eventually got to the point where he's like, all right, I'm gonna leave. And he just walked away like without backing me up. And I was kind of just stuck there. I was like, oh my god, like how the hell did this happen? Like how did he, you know, not save me from getting beat up? I must have been at the pool for like 3 hours. I was trying to kill time. Finally, it was about closing time. I noticed that there's a door, a side door, which would allow you to skip the locker room. Like you wouldn't have to go into the locker room. And I'm thinking like, oh man, like I'm gonna take this door. And then I see that the door says, do not exit. I just walk up to the lifeguard very timidly and I ask, oh, excuse me, sir, like, is it fine like if me and my little brother like, you know, kind of like walk out that door? Or you guys can't do that? So then my brother, my cousin, I just told them like, hey, you know what, just go ahead. You guys go and I'll see what happens. So they left, they went to the locker room and I felt like a total outlaw at that point because I exited out through the side door because the guys were waiting for me in the locker room. So then I escaped through like the escape through the side door. I start dashing down this hallway and I find my brother's like in a vending machine. My brother and my cousin, they're at a vending machine buying chips. And I tell my cousin like, hey, we gotta go. And he goes, okay, let's go. He had his chips and then my little brother, he still hadn't bought his pretzels. He didn't buy his pretzels and at that point my brother was obsessed with pretzels. Like those Roll Gold, it was heroin to him. So I tell him we gotta go and I had to like drag him out the door. I see the bus waiting and I was like, okay, we gotta make it to the bus before it leaves, and we start dashing for it. My brother this whole time he's like, I didn't buy my chips, and he starts punching me in the back. I'm not even worried about his punches, I'm worried about the older guys' punches. So then we make it to the bus. My brother's crying like, my chips, my pretzels, like my pretzels. This whole time like I'm in the bus thinking like, oh my god, I just escaped getting beat up. And my brother's over here crying about pretzels. Like the same kid who I just defended the day before was crying about pretzels and complaining to me. Damn, it sounds embarrassing. I was so afraid at that point to get beat up. I didn't go back to the pool for 2 years. In hindsight, pretty embarrassing. Every time my friends would ask me like, hey, how come you don't go with us? Oh, you know, I don't have 50 cents. After 2 years, I went back and I didn't get beat up. Other than that kid in the locker room who got beat up, everything ended up working out. So the next time you defend your little brother, just make sure there's no 5 guys. So this is the video. And then I was gonna eat some pretzels. I just thought about it right now. Eat some pretzels like as a cool way to end this video, but just pretend these are pretzels. Peace. Oh, hello there. So if you liked today's video, you can like and subscribe. So if you want to see last week's video, you can click right here. And if you want to see my favorite videos so far that I've made, you can click right here. All the links are down below. My Instagram, Twitter, all that can be located somewhere down there. So I'll see you next video. Peace.